Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I want to encourage you to do something before you shut down for the day, or at a minimum before you turn back on Monday. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is something we did in sports forever and is still done. It's called a grade out session. And it's a real simple exercise. A grade out session in sports happened. I played football. So in football, after a game, we'd meet with our position coaches and we would review the film and look at our individual and collective group performance. And we would get a grade for that. It would be a passing grade, A, B, C, D, F. And then we would look at all of the pieces of a game that went into the overall grade that we got. So I want to encourage you as a sales professional to give yourself, and if you can do this with a sales manager, even better, but at a minimum, do a grade out session with yourself. And a grade out session is going to include the following things. You got to first give yourself a grade for the week, A, B, C, D, or F. You know, the old grade school grading system. Be honest with yourself. Did you perform at an A level, a B level, a C level, a D level, or did you fail this week? Obviously, subjective grade, but you know ultimately how you did this week relative to your goals and expectations and all the inputs that you should have been executing around in order to set this this week up as a success and set some momentum up for you to have success next week. So number one, grade your week. Number two, identify where you won. What did you do well? What did you meet or exceed expectation on? What sales step, what activity, what sales call? Give yourself credit and make sure that you're making notes about the things that you did well in. Where did you get your wins? Where did you tie? And a tie means you didn't do a great job, but you didn't take an L there either. You didn't lose. You didn't completely miss the mark on it. You just kind of treaded water. You stayed even. Where did you do an okay job? The third thing is, where did you lose? What did you not execute against? What activities did you not do that you needed to do this week? How did you perform inside of your steps? Were your communications to develop opportunities to engage with people, were those thoughtfully done and effective? Or did you just mail it in on the emails or the phone calls or, the outbound messaging that you were doing? But give yourself a real honest analysis. Where did you take an L? Where did you lose this week? Finally, what are your changes that you need to make next week in order to improve and have a better week next week? So you've identified, you graded yourself, you've identified wins, you've identified where you, kind of treaded water, you've identified where you lost, where you didn't meet expectation. Now go back and think about next week. How are you going to make adjustments? What are you going to continue to do where you were winning? Continue those practices. Where you were treading water, what can you do to elevate that to a winning performance or a winning part of your week? Where you took losses, what are you going to do to make sure that you don't repeat those same things next week? Repeating the same thing over and over again obviously is not a winning formula if you're not winning. And then the final takeaway is, what are you going to stay consistent with? What are you going to make sure that you've been doing repetitively and consistently and has led to success? And what are you going to make changes to, alterations or improvements to drive even more success? At the end of the day, give yourself a grade out session. It's super important. We're busy people. We do a lot. Sales professionals do a lot of work inside of a week. At the end of the week or before the next week starts, it's really important that you take time to analyze how you did, evaluate where you did great, where you treaded water, where you lost, make necessary adjustments. And at the end of the day, it's going to help you continually be in this mastery loop, which is a continual process of improvement in performance, improvement on inputs, just overall improvement. And I want to encourage you to make sure that you carve out time to do this on a weekly basis. Hope you have a great end to your week. I'll be talking to you again soon. Peace.